Sensory processing issues can come from many different diseases and disorders, and there are very different types of severities of sensory processing. It is when your sensory organs, your eyes, ears, tongue, your skin are taking in input, your smell from the world around you, and those sensory organs are sending the signals to your brain that you're receiving that stuff, and then your brain is processing that information and trying to figure out what to do with it. So when we hear certain sounds in nature, we know to be scared of certain things. Animals rely on this entirely for everything, and sometimes our brain gets a little bit confused about stuff and overwhelmed with our nervous system, and we don't know how to process these properly. This is a major issue with people with autism, is dealing with sensory processing. Lyme disease is major with this. A lot of neurological disorders. It's a fan in the background that is just going while you're in a room and you're trying to listen to somebody talk, and you can't focus on the person talking because all you can hear is that fan going on in the background, or a TV is playing and you can't filter out that sound on the TV and the voices on the TV to be able to hear what the person you're talking to is saying. It's being in a room that is very brightly lit, and your eyes are just saying, this is too much, I can't take this. It's having like a tiny light or something somewhere just flickering constantly, and it leading to a seizure, or in Lyme disease can lead to a Lyme seizure, which is something that I had happen. It's a non-epileptic seizure, but it is widely experienced by people with Lyme disease, neurological Lyme disease. So sensory processing was a huge hindrance in my life, and I still deal with it today to a very mild degree. I still have trouble if a TV is on. Some days I'm fine, and some days the TV is on and I just can't filter out what that is saying, or a fan is going, or something is just making a specific noise. The refrigerator is like kicked on into this weird frequency of noise, and I just can't filter it out. It's all I can hear. This is where the brain retraining came in. I'll link a video to brain retraining up here. It is, oh my gosh, it helped everything. It's learning those pathways in the brain, the nervous system that's telling you that something is a danger or you need to be paying attention to something, and instead of you being able to filter it out, it's all you can hear. The brain retraining helps to be able to do that, to make it normalized, to be able to filter things properly. And before I had that, I had noise canceling headphones on all the time. It was my big headphones I walked around with. If I went anywhere, that's what I was wearing. Sometimes I could go somewhere for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a half an hour, and then have to put them on after that, but I could tolerate it up to a certain point. And then my brain nervous system was just super fatigued, and it wasn't able to process that stuff out. And then suddenly it's like I hit a wall and I would have to put my headphones on. I would also wear dark sunglasses like everywhere, because it was just too, every light was just too much. I like sat in a dark room for like on and off for years because it was just too much. And after my stem cell therapy in 2018 and 19, I was in a dark room a lot because the neural repair that I was experiencing through my nervous system was just causing extreme light sensitivity. So sensory processing is super annoying, and it's annoying for the people experiencing it. It's frustrating for the people experiencing it, and it's annoying and frustrating for the people around the people experiencing it, because my parents, for example, had to close the cabinets so quietly because like the sound was, and I guess some of this was just sound sensitivity, but the sounds just going on in the kitchen, anything like again, if there's a fan running in the background, or the air or the heat was on, making that, noise, just that white noise in the background, or the TV had to be on super quietly, and my dad learned like to listen to the TV very, very quietly because I couldn't be in the room unless he had it, or he would have to mute it a lot of the times for me to be able to be in the room. And multiple people talking in a room, I oftentimes had to get up and leave. So it was either I had to leave the situation or somebody had to stop doing something in the situation so that I could stay there. And so it was a very big deal for my entire family for many, many years, and for friends, for people I dated. Anybody that was around me had to compensate for what it was that my brain and my nervous system weren't able to process out. And it was very, very, very frustrating at times, and led to extreme isolation and depression and anxiety and feelings of guilt and shame. And I never had this as a kid, and I just suddenly had it as my Lyme symptoms came on about 16 years ago. And then as things got more progressively worse and my nervous system got more ragged and run down, I was not able to process as many things, and so it just caused, huge issues for a long time, and lots of tears. I can't even begin to explain the amount of frustration that came out of the sensory processing. If you just think of all the things that you do on a normal day that have background noise, going into a store and having carts moving around, music playing in the background, all sorts of different things going on, and people talking, having multiple conversations, things being moved around on shelves, kids crying in the background. There's just so many different things that happen in a store alone, let alone thinking about trying to go to a job that's out somewhere that is around noise and people and things, and how many different jobs have all these different noises, something beeping in the background, different. I mean, like, everything is affected by sensory processing and being in a place that has noise and light, like everything does. Going to school, even if you could be there and be able to concentrate and everything like that, having the sound sensitivity is just something that is not going to make it happen. And it affects every social situation and every work and school situation and many different hobbies that somebody would like to do. So it affects every part of life. The thing that helped the most was just people being kind about it and talking to me and saying, like, I can turn down the TV, or I can turn this off now. I'd really like to watch this in a little bit. Would you be okay with leaving in a little bit, or would you rather leave now, or something? Kind of just having an open discussion about it. And that did help. It just having some compassion, and in the frustration of it all for everybody, and being super irritable when you're in pain, because it's painful to have that happen, was what helped get me through it. And people being super sweet and like basically living in the dark for a long time, and just having enough light to be able to do whatever it was that they had to do, and then we could turn off a lot of the lights and just have it be very dim. Himalayan lamps were like key to me. Now I have them like all over the place. I still use them on a regular basis, and they help me go to bed now too, just bringing down that light at night. But those are sunglasses, Himalayan lamps, putting things over lamps, making sure lights weren't flickering. Those were big helps for me in getting through it all. If you like this video, give me a like. Helps with the algorithms and getting this video out to more people. Comment below if you have had this with Lyme or with autism or with anything else that has caused your nervous system and your brain to just not be able to take it all in. I'd like to hear from you. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.